Welcome to another episode of What's in My Browser, Mr. E. Do I look like Anderson Cooper to you? Right now we're looking at the CorbettReport website, CorbettReport.com. Now, we've entered in some communications to see if we can collaborate, at least as far as reposting what's in their archives or what's in his archives. This has been going on for a while with trying to reach the Corbett operations, James Corbett, host and organizer. But he's a very busy man, and I know that just recently, I think it was over the spring, he welcomed a new child into the world. So congratulations on that. I know what it's like being a father for quite some time now, and also with little ones always in the background. But James Corbett has an operations here, and investigative journalism, podcasting, vlogging, whatever you want to call it, a multimedia approach to getting some real news out there. The theme is called Open Source Intelligence News. So it's certainly something we want to promote, and we at the Internet Global Network really respect what they're doing and what James Corbett is up to. So we hope that we can further promote this by the reposting of the archives. We're going to use Internet Global for that. Now, I don't mind saying that this is in the works and that we hope to have an agreement. And in the case that it is not agreed to, that's okay. We're still going to be promoting the Corbett Report. Now let's move on to what else is in my browser. GMO research was going on. I recently had brief communications with another vlogger over in England who had mentioned they worked for Greenpeace and they quit, or they were fired and they didn't have nice things to say about Greenpeace. And I wanted to know if that meant that the Greenpeace website was not giving out correct information as far as the GMO and what's non-GMO. So I'm over here on beforeitsnews.com, which sketchy. I take everything with a grain of salt here. Sometimes you get some really ridiculous stuff, but this particular article, I'm going to cite the source that they usually put it down at the bottom, but it says over 400 companies who aren't using GMOs in their products, and this is from a group called Non-GMO Project, and you probably have seen this logo before. I need to research into this. By the way, you know, all this gratuitous, litigious stuff on Before It's News. I mean, this, you know, sorry that you have to see that. Or maybe I shouldn't be sorry, because our eyes are starving for this kind of thing in this day and age. And that's another vlog that I'm not going to do right here. Here's the list of 400 companies. Actually, I don't think it's complete on here. I didn't count them up, but, well, it's possible that there are 400 companies. I see Dr. Bronner's Magic here. I assume that's the soaps. Desert Essence. I assume that these are all the soaps. So it's a long, long list. And here's the source at the bottom. Comes from Institute of Science in Society. And their website is called naturalsociety.com, so you can check it out. Institute of Science and Society. Let's see what else I've got here. I don't know if this is their site, but it says Institute of Science and Society, Science, Society, Sustainability. Actually, the URL is showing you can look up here where I've got the cursor up in the URL line. Maybe it's a mirror site, but or they could be collaborating with the institute. Glyphosate toxic to mouth cells and damages DNA. Roundup much worse. Roundup, of course, is the product that is put out by Monsanto. Horrible, horrible stuff. Let's move on. We have information on Planet X, which may or may not be part of prophecies, depending how you interpret the archaeological record or the biblical record. Planet X may or may not be out there. There is something that may be a cover-up. I've stated 2 years ago that I was very frustrated that I could not get any hard conclusive proof because people were saying it's here, it's there, it's there, it's there. You could see it from Antarctica, blah blah blah, you know, and I never really came up with anything that was, you know, understandable. It's like people were just coming at it from all angles, just throwing curveballs or whatever balls they're throwing, screwballs. So, you know, I gave up on it, and here's the new article, just came out. Of course, take everything with a grain of salt on before it's news. This is called 100% undeniable. Look, right here in the article title. And they got this really nice little graphic model of the solar system, and they give you the video that proves it. But, you know, again, I don't know how much proof that is, really. What do we have here? Showing my part of the world. There is a hellacious storm system here. I guess it's a tropical depression or a tropical storm. It's over the open waters now, having passed over Hispaniola, heading towards the east coast of the United States, even towards Florida. Where it's going to make landfall, I don't know. I haven't read the reports. Let's see if they show a forecast path. Not coming up on Wonderground. Sorry about that, folks. Facts about Bolivia. I'm studying Bolivia. Yes. Take your guess as to why I'm studying it. Let's go back to CorbettReport, who just did a very good talk, some really useful information about Bolivia. And here it is. This was the recent CorbettReport upload. This is July 8th. As you can see, the title here, Egyptian coup, which he's talking to this guest from Geneva Business Insider. But here it is, Bolivian outrage, and which means that the Bolivians are outraged at basically the United States and their allies. So let's go back to the CorbettReport website in closing, in high hopes that we're able to do something collaborative, but mostly just to get their stuff out. I'm not expecting CorbettReport to do anything with my videos, since they're a little bit more refined over there and more focused, and I'm all over the place, you know, mystical, spiritual, travel, cosmic, satirical, sarcastic, comical craziness, and women, debauchery, Did I say that? But anyhow, my channels have much more eclecticism. Corbett Report is not about that. As I said, the theme stated is open source intelligence news. Let's look at the pages that come up. They give you an about page with a nice photo here of our host. He's called webmaster, writer, producer. He is the host of the show. And he has podcasts. He does the radio version. Interviews. He's been in touch with a lot of people. Very impressive. Myself, I don't talk to anybody. I'm very isolated in that way. Here's the videos. Articles that he writes. So there is support page here, which means buying some products, and he compiles his material onto these DVDs, and there's looks like the latest one is a volume 3 of 2010. He's been doing this for a number of years. Very economical though. It looks like 5,000 yen, so I think that comes out to, well, I'm not sure. You'd have to do the conversions if you go over there yourself, because he's in Japan. And speaking of which, prior to this I just did 2 videos bringing to your attention the horrible ongoing disaster of the Fukushima meltdowns, and we really need to look into this, because the truth is going to be somewhere balanced in between the total disaster of the world, which I really hope not, and I don't see proof for that, but then down to the naysayers who have their heads in the sand as ostriches, but nothing's wrong, radiation's good for you. I just did a comical video posted about a week ago if you want to laugh, but it's going to be somewhere in between. There's really terrible things going on, but I think that we're going to be able to manage it if we all get informed and we at least show our concern, not be like uncaring, apathetic, complacent, take your meds and back to sleep. No, no, no. That's why I do videos, so that we can wake up to truth and do something about it. So that's what's on my browser right now. Probably after this I want to do a spiritual video where I talk about human nature. That's kind of my specialty. Thanks for listening. Discuss, talk to me about James Corbett, talk to me about any of these things, Planet X. Share this with all your friends, favorite, thumbs up, and make sure you're subscribed.